What am I known for? I am mostly known for helping people feel comfortable and confident in front of a camera and be relaxed. I started with dogs and horses and never wanted to do anything else. My idea was I'll be a dog and horse photographer because then I don't have to deal with people. And if they come away at the end saying, oh, it actually wasn't that bad, or maybe even at a push, oh, I really enjoyed this, that's what it's all about for me.
Do you prefer it out in the shire area then as opposed to being in the city?
Yeah. I'm definitely
no
a country
hesitation
girl
there. What are we doing tonight, Brian? Hello, it's me. I'm back. It's still this face. My hair is still pink. Apologies. It's a thing. Welcome back to Seasonal Discussions. My name's Chris, and I'm joined by another incredibly talented and creative individual that is here to make me feel incredibly terrible about my own lack of creativity and skills. We're joined by Iska from Iska Birnie Photography. Hi. You're a bit early.
Yeah.
We were going to record this at 1 o'clock. You got here like half an hour ago. We've just been sitting chatting since. Diary management, you were saying, just a thing that kind of...
What's diary management, really?
My version of diary management is having one.
Yeah, well, that's a good start, isn't it?
That's as far as it's got, though. I have one, there's nothing in it.
Yeah. I photographed the Duke of Edinburgh Awards ceremony thing at Thainston last week. And one of the speakers was telling the students how time management is so very important. That if you're 10 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, it's unacceptable. So that's what I tried to live by, but I did take it to a different level today with you, didn't I?
I was gonna say, you turned up like a day early in that case. You weren't just slightly earlier on time. You were like a day in advance. It was great fun. To be fair, though, it's good.
I did check, though.
Exactly, you did. You were nice enough to do that. At least you weren't like some of the individuals who have just rocked up an hour early. But
Yes,
I've still had the midst of putting a pot noodle down my throat and just thinking, what am I doing? Or, as some people have done with a Sunday recording, and messaged me 5 minutes before they were due to be here and said, sorry, I totally forgot. Can we postpone this and push it back to another day? I was like, it's a Sunday. I got out of my bed early for this. Yeah. God bless them. Well, you've obviously, you travel in a fair distance to come here for this. We'll get over the whole traveling thing, the creativity. What is it that you do? What is Iska Birnie Photography? Because everyone sees it online. Before we get into you, tell us quickly what the business is. What is it that you do? What are you known for?
What am I known for? I am mostly known for helping people feel comfortable and confident in front of a camera and be relaxed to be photographed. Because the amount of times I hear people saying, I'm not photogenic, I don't like being photographed, I'm so awkward in front of the camera. If I got a $5 every time someone said that to me, I would be a very wealthy person.
The business wouldn't even be needed anymore.
Exactly. But yes, that's what I help my clients with. I do a lot of prep work with them so we get to know each other. I help them feel seen and, well, not so much heard because they just need to shut up and do as told.
No.
Over there now.
Stay.
I do use stay, and I use the hand gesture.
Yeah.
As if, yeah, okay.
No.
That's how you recognise dog people when they react to it as well. Yes.
I'd rather the hand than a rolled up newspaper, I suppose.
Well, yes, yeah.
Well, that'd be a great way of keeping clients in control if they're not standing in the right position in front of a camera. Just a little spray gun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
No.
Although then I would give myself more work in Photoshop because I would have to edit out water stains on clothes.
Just Photoshop some rain in instead. There you go. That just explains the watermarks on the clothes. Don't get rid of one thing, add something else that gives justification to it.
Okay, yeah.
How long have you been doing that for? How long has your brand been on the go for?
My business has been going for 8 years now.
8 years?
Yes. I started with dogs and horses and never wanted to do anything else. My idea was I'll be a dog and horse photographer because then I don't have to deal with people. But dogs and horses come with owners, so you still have to do the peopling, I suppose.
Just have to engage with them in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. And then from there, I want to say by accident, fell into wedding photography. It wasn't quite by accident because another photographer had a plan. She took me on board and took me under her wing and taught me loads of things that I couldn't have done on my own. And then she decided she wanted to retire at the end of that year and gave me that opportunity to take on the business, which I did. That then takes us to 2018. Yeah, 2018 is when she retired. My first year on my own was 2019 then. A year full of weddings and still working part-time. That was quite full on. And then came 2020. I had just gone self-employed.
And the world shut down.
And everything came to a grinding halt. So at that point, I had to rethink a little bit what I wanted to do. And lockdown was really good for me in that sense, that I really had to think about what I really want to do. Because at the start, it was a lot like, oh yeah, I'm a photographer, I have to do everything.
Yeah.
But at that point, I decided, no, I really don't have to do everything. So for me, it was the dogs and horses, the weddings, and then brand photography. Since then, I've stopped weddings. I will only now photograph elopements if I'm nicely asked to. And I do more of the brand and commercial work. So I will do corporate headshots as well. But what I really love doing is just working with smaller brands and really bringing their brand to life and showing who the person behind the business is or who the people behind the business are.
That's what kind of drew us to you originally. Was a lot of your work is very key in expressing individuals, highlighting individuals. I mean, you came highly recommended from one of our previous guests, anyway, and Isabel.
Yes.
And I think we bumped into you at the Granite Expo last year, at one of your stalls. And it's everything that you do is clearly done to showcase things in their best light. But people are the big thing that seem to stand out as much as, like us, people. Ew. Who wants to deal with them on a daily basis? But they are huge.
Yes. And I think that's what makes us different, both and me. We understand what it's like to feel that little bit of apprehension, I suppose. And we're able to help people through that and make them feel comfortable and show that it's normal, because it's one thing I always say to people, we're not professional models. So unless you are, you don't know really what it's like to be photographed. Perhaps it's even the first time you're being professionally photographed. So you really have no idea what to expect. And the more I can help my clients through that process, through the preparation and also on the shoot, just to, help them not feel that anxiety.
Not feel the stress of being on that side of it.
And if they come away at the end saying, oh, it actually wasn't that bad, or maybe even at a push, oh, I really enjoyed this. That's what it's all about for me.
It's a good sign if someone can come away with it. Actually, a lot of people will walk in, like you say, apprehensive.
Yeah.
They're concerned. They're not sure what to expect. If they can walk away at the end of that feeling positive and feeling happy, it shines through in the content that comes out as well. If people enjoy this, it's obvious. You can hear it in their voice while they're talking.
Yes.
People will, you can tell when it's a forced smile or if someone's genuinely comfortable in front of the camera as well, I'd imagine.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
How did you get started on the photography side of things then? So you've been self-employed 8 years. You were still working when you started all of this.
Yeah.
How did you get into the photography side of things?
The business or the photography?
Just photography in general.
In general. I've always been interested in photography. I remember having just a compact little film camera when I was younger, going about and always being that annoying kid taking photos of everything and everyone. And clouds for some reason. I took a lot of photos of clouds. I recently had a rake through an old pile of photographs, or an old box of photographs, shall we say. And the amount of photos of clouds was quite staggering. Maybe
it's definitely a niche market.
That my dad was a pilot and he was kind of always interested in what clouds are doing because it was important to his work, I suppose. But
you're just taking the photos and sharing them. Dad, what's this one mean?
What's that? What does this cloud go?
How would you fly through this one?
Yeah. So and then at some point that fell to the side a little bit and life kind of took over, and then at some point I thought it is actually quite a nice hobby, so let's pick that up again, and I did. And then from there it just naturally, I suppose, developed, and at the time I wasn't enjoying my job too much, so I thought, oh, maybe I could make this a business. So that's where.
And here it goes.
I started taking photos of other people's animals.
Horses and dogs. Well, you are definitely a horsey person, which we'll get into, I'm sure, at some point soon. But did you go through like the higher education for photography as well? Because a lot of people feel that some of the more technical side of things, they're just not going to pick up. They might have an eye for a good picture, but finding out the technical aspects of a camera, lighting, composition can be what puts a lot of people off, and they feel like they have to go through further education for doing it. They have to go and study photography at college or study it in university. Is that something that you went through as well, or are you just a self-taught, online, find everything you need to know to learn it?
I'm mostly self-taught. I have had mentors along the way, but I learn better one-to-one, so I never went through any formal education as such. I do feel these days you can learn quite a lot from other forms of learning rather than going through formal education. I mean, of course it has its place.
Yeah.
And you have a better foundation maybe in a way, but what that doesn't teach you is how to deal with people, or how to do peopling.
Yeah, well, it's true. That's like the biggest part of it is, like you say, even if you're doing the animal side of things, they still have, I won't call them owners. Animals have servants. Animals have an extensive staff. There's still going to be some form of engagement with people or with an environment or with an event or with an organization that a college or a university can't teach.
Yeah.
They can teach you the technical side of things, but that personal side is something that they'll never be able to coach into you. Was that something that you find was sort of the more difficult aspect to learn than the technical side? Was that engaging with people and getting the best out of them?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shadow of a doubt. I mean, the first few photo sessions, kind of trying to get people to direct their dogs was quite nerve-wracking for me. And then even weddings as well. I'm quite introvert. So
yeah.
So having that and then going out and having to be all bubbly and happy and I'm going to do this. It was quite tough for a start. I love it now. Well, not the weddings anymore. I love going out and speaking to people and getting to know them. And then photographing them. It's brilliant now, and I know that I can help people to relax by just chatting with them. I don't do anything special, I don't think. I just talk to them. And it helps them feel seen, and I think that really helps to relax and just to feel into the body, I suppose, keep breathing and as I hold my breath while I'm talking.
Remember to breathe. I think as much as you say that's, you don't do anything special, I think that is quite special, because being able to connect with the person you're working with in some way other than, business owner and client, it's important to make things feel as comfortable as possible for things going forward. And like, you can't teach it. It's going to be difficult. There's a level of anxiety that you'll find as the person trying to get the best out of this individual as well. Do you still get nervous yourself before going into any particular style of shoots? Like, do you go into a corporate setting and feel a bit more nervous than you would someone coming to your studio? Or
I would say I still get nervous before every session because I want to do the best for my clients. I think once you lose that, once you're not nervous anymore before you go into something, you don't care anymore, and then your work isn't going to be as good. But yeah, I still get nervous before most things, especially if I go into space that I've not seen before.
Fair.
Because there's so many variables.
Yep.
I've learned a lot about lighting and all that over the years. But there's still situations where I go, ooh.
Uh-oh. Just the fear.
And then you have to still portray this, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I mean, I do in a way.
Yeah.
But it sometimes just takes a minute to figure out how to light a space.
Yeah.
How to use light to your advantage and
not let the client see that you're looking around going, how on earth am I going to make this work?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or if I'm out on an animal shoot and the animal is completely misbehaving and the owner gets more and more frustrated with the animal, you just at some point have to go, okay, right, let's just all calm down.
Yeah.
Just let the dog be a dog, and we'll still get great photos. But
Yeah.
it's having that confidence to say to people, right, please stop telling your dog off, because it looks like speaking of Labradors earlier, so Labradors have this seal look when they get told off. They pin their ears back and have the big eyes. And so it's not a good look on them. It's not the most photogenic look. They need to have the ears perked up. So, yeah, if people just let the dog be dog, and then it works.
Let them burn themselves out as well, because a lot of the time the dogs can be just as nervous or anxious, or any animal could be, I suppose, if it's in all of a sudden an environment that it's not used to.
Yeah.
It's got, new people asking it to stay where it needs to be and pointing a camera in its face from a distance. There's lights or something or an environment that it's never seen before. They're going to want to explore. They're going to want to sniff. They're going to want to potentially mark, depending on where they are. That's like you said, let dogs be dogs.
Yeah.
Let animals be animals. They will find their centre eventually. I think doing the same with people. Let people be themselves.
Yes.
Let them find their own comfort. Let them do what they need to do to be comfortable in a space.
Yeah.
And then that's why when we do this, we don't just sit down straight away and go, I've hit record. Cool, let's start what we're doing. It's like, just sit down for 5 minutes and relax. You'll be fine. So you're quite well travelled as well. Now, you mentioned it briefly before. I deliberately didn't ask because I knew I would probably do it in the show. You've worked not just in Aberdeen. What was your journey to get to Aberdeen? How did you end up here?
Okay. How far back do you want me to go?
Looks at time. You go as far back as you wish to go, where it's comfortable to go back to.
So,
take a seat, kids.
Once upon a time.
Just digs at Ruby, the lovable Labrador. It's like a storybook.
So I was born in Germany. My dad was a fighter pilot in the German Air Force. Mm-hmm. I keep saying he was a fighter pilot. I just last year or the year before learned that he actually wasn't a fighter pilot. He was a tornado navigator.
Oh, well.
Same thing but different. But yes, he was a pilot in the
For the purpose of those who know nothing about the aerodynamic side of things, he was in planes.
He was in a fast jet.
In sky, go fast.
Exactly. Yes. So that's what he did. We were based in England for 5 years through his work. We were in the Midlands in Cottesmore. And for those who don't know what Cottesmore is, it's near Peterborough. Mm-hmm. That's maybe better known. And then from there, we went back to Germany. I left home quite early when I was 16. I then moved to the Netherlands at some point when I was in my early 20s. And then I came to Scotland 2012, I want to say. 2012, yes. That was for love. That didn't work out in the end. But we're here. I've got my business here. I've got my friends here. My horse is here with me. So I've got everything.
That's what matters most.
Yes. Exactly.
Was it direct to Aberdeen then when you came into Scotland? Was it a different part of Scotland originally or just straight up to the Shire? Were you in? Because you're not in the city now, are you?
No.
Right in the Shire. You're in Brewery way, I think.
Yeah. We lived in the city, Rosemount, for 9 years and then moved out to Udney. And then when my ex-husband and I separated, I moved to Inverurie, where I've been for a couple of years now.
Would you prefer it out in the Shire area then as opposed to being in the city?
Yeah. I'm definitely
no hesitation there. Love that. No pause. Yes. Get me away from the city centre, please.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't blame you. Was it the same? So when you were in Germany, England, the Netherlands and stuff, was it always kind of more countryside as opposed to city centre living?
Yeah. Always more rural.
Yeah.
And occasionally a little bit of a city-ish environment, but in general, country.
Do you get a chance to go back to Germany very often? Or?
I tend to go about once a year or so. Yeah.
Whereabouts in Germany were you, or what area were you from originally?
So I'm born in Flensburg, which is right across the border from Denmark, so in the very far north. But most of the time in Germany was spent near Bremen.
Okay.
So you get Hamburg is probably better known, and then an hour and a half to the left.
I am obsessed with Germany as well.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I visited Germany on a school trip when I was, I must have been about 12 years old. So
Okay.
you're talking almost, in fact, it'd be 30 years ago this year I first went to Germany. Caused an absolute riot as part of the school trip. Offended some locals unintentionally. Had to get teachers to step in. And for some strange reason, I fell in love with the place.
Where did you go on your school
I
trip?
can't remember where the school trip was. I remember we were in a restaurant. Someone didn't like the food. They put it in a napkin, put it in a glass of juice. Our teachers were coming over to inspect. I took the napkin out and just threw it over my shoulder
Oh dear.
into what was the public access part of the restaurant that we're in. It landed in a gentleman's plate. He was understandably a little bit irate. And because of my height, even when I was younger, I gave off the impression that I was older. Because I've been like 6'2" since I was about 14 years old. I kind of hit that stage and then just stopped. So even from a young age, people saw me and thought I was older than I was. So I'm pretty sure this guy thought I was a 18 to 20 year old, and he was determined he was probably going to knock me out and take my head off at some point. But for some strange reason, just that endearing memory of Germany always stuck with me, and I always loved the place. So I started going back to Berlin in 2014. I went to a few conferences in Berlin. I was a guest speaker at one of them, and just, absolutely love it. I still try and learn German as often as I can on Duolingo on a daily basis. I try and keep myself as up to date with it as I can. I still want to go back. I haven't been back in the last 2 years, which is 4 years now. Jesus. But I love it. I love Germany. I don't know why. It's always been that place of, if I wasn't living in Scotland, I'd probably be in Germany.
Okay. Yeah.
January was my favourite time to go because it was so cold.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's a little similar to here, I suppose. Summers get warmer, but winters can be quite similar.
Yeah, it was. I think it always gave off this impression there was never much wind where we were.
Okay.
But it still felt like we were frozen. Yeah, everything just felt like it was frozen solid. The air was like ice, and I loved it. Going just sampling actual food, going to food markets, going down little market stalls down by the river. Loved it. Nostalgia.
We should have done this in German then.
Oh God, no! My German is nicht sehr gut. Nein, I try, but it's trying to. I'd love to get back to it. We will do this at some point where we sit and I will now be hitting you with messages going, "Help me learn German, please." We'll rock up to a thing going forward. I have completely gone off on a tangent there. Sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right.
I do these things. I can't remember where I was going with the next part. Germany to Netherlands, England, and the UK as a whole. How has your journey helped you develop then, do you think, as a photographer? How does your time and your own path that you followed led you to where you are now? What brought you to this point? How do you think you've developed as a person to get to where you are now?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? Deep question.
For audio listeners, Chris fist bumps the air.
I have developed quite a lot, especially since running a business. I think you learn quite a lot about yourself in a very short space of time, and you either adapt to that or you don't, and then probably you're not going to be very successful in business if you're not open to learn and develop yourself further. So for me, I've always been big on self-development, I suppose, in a way, and working on the business and making the business work and getting to that point where I am now, where I sometimes still kind of have to pinch myself going, I did this all by myself. I've gotten this so far that I can do this full time. I mean, I'm not like a super wealthy person, but I have enough to be happy and sustain what I want to do in life. So it's I'm definitely in a good place with that, and I'm proud of that. The never giving up and going for it.
How has the business grown then in that space of time? So obviously when you started off, you says you kind of took on from someone else who was your mentor. They decided they weren't going to do it anymore. You took it on full time. How has that developed? Because there's not just you. I've seen a couple of photos before where maybe someone's been giving you a hand with like lighting setups and stuff at venues. Is it still just primarily just you behind the scenes, or do you have anyone else alongside you to help out with this stuff?
It's pretty much me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
Yes. I currently have 2 placement students with me. They're with me for 12 weeks. And they have been coming along to shoots with me to take a little bit of behind the scenes footage, because they're young and know the latest social media trends and all that. They know that you have to do reels, and it's something that I've not really touched. So I have tasked them with doing that, and they're doing it really well. It's quite exciting to see, to be honest, and hearing their ideas and just a fresh perspective on the business as well, which has been good.
I think that social media side, the reels, the constant posting of content to socials, we've had so many creatives in here, from filmmakers to photographers, even digital marketers who do all this. And everyone says the same thing about doing their own brand online, and social media stuff is the one bit they just don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's so much work. The only person we've not had, as I think the episode's out now, was with Beth Wallace, the radio host. She posts daily and does a lot of stuff. But even she has said if it wasn't for her brand, she would quite happily delete all of social media and just have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I go down rabbit holes, but if I could, I'd rather not. But
just be gone.
As business owners and wanting to sell our services to people and get more clients, we have to. And I'm very active on LinkedIn, as you know, and I don't mind posting photos of myself. I'm kind of getting more and more comfortable being photographed myself. That was, for many years, I was right there with most of my clients going, I don't like being photographed. I am not photogenic. I really don't like it. I also, as soon as someone points a camera at me, I forget everything that I know about photography.
Breaking all your own rules.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So I really need someone to tell me what to do and what not, and to keep me right there. So I have a good friend, Kerstin Grünling, her name is, also German. She's in Glasgow, and we normally meet up once a year and take each other's photos.
Like, I must remember to get my own business headshots.
Yes, exactly. And that's really... Her photo shoots always remind me as well where I was at the time as a person.
Yeah.
Because when I look at the photos that we did last year compared to the year before, there's such a big difference. Just in my own confidence and who I am as a person. It's incredible to see that development in just a year's time. Going back to your development question there, the year before really went to show how important it is how you feel on a photo shoot. Yeah. That was just roundabouts the time, I think slightly before my ex-husband and I separated. So I was pretty miserable at the time. I wasn't happy because you can obviously feel that something's not going right. So that was going on. So in my photos, while there's nothing wrong with the photos, they're all lovely photos, and people looking at them will just see me. Yeah. But I can see the person I was then and how I felt then, and that's why I don't like them. When this set now, I am much happier, and I can see that in the photos. And I think it's for me personally, it's a better set of photos in that sense, just because I was feeling much more confident and much better.
Felt a lot better about looking back at those photos as well, to just say, no, this is... And I suppose it'll be a positive thing for your own growth and development as well, because you're like you say, I've grown since that stage. That stage was what it was, but this is me now, and I'm happy now. I'm comfortable, I'm enjoying myself, I'm doing what I want to do.
And I don't regret anything. I mean, I've been asked this before, do you regret coming here? No, I don't, because it has brought me to where I am now. Yeah. If I'd stayed in the Netherlands, I probably wouldn't be where I am now. So no, I don't regret anything. No.
It's one of the best things that, again, I'm divorced as well, and people will always ask you how many, was there any time you regret over these things? And it's like, if I was to sit here now and say I'm not happy with who I am now, then maybe I'd have some regrets about what led me to this stage. But if I'm happy with what I am now and happy with what I'm doing and where I am as a person and where I am in my life, then there's no point wasting time over regrets over things that had happened in the past, because, I had a typical schoolboy romance at one point that me and my partner from school never really lasted, but it produced my son. And, you know, do me and his mum see eye to eye? No, but I will forever be grateful to her for producing my son. You know, I wouldn't have him if it wasn't for her. So as much as we might not see each other or talk to each other or like each other, still don't regret that because my son's here now. Admittedly, he's 19 and I wish he would get out of his bedroom sometime. He's probably in his bedroom while we're recording this right now. But yeah, there's no time worth wasting on regrets, I don't think. You know, you might as well just look towards being happy.
Exactly.
You know, if you're happy with what you do you tend to look forward quite a lot? Are you very much one for living in the moment?
I try to, yes. I mean, sometimes I suppose you have to look back and work through some stuff, but in general, yes, living in the moment and looking forward.
Yeah, I struggle with the looking forward part.
We can do to conquer the world.
I struggle with the looking forward part. I am very much stuck in the moment most of the time.
Do you not have any big goals and dreams?
No. Waking up tomorrow.
Okay. So that's a good one.
It's the main one that I tend to have on a daily basis. My issue was, and I'd be intrigued to know your side of the goal setting thing, is when you set a goal, there is that sense of accomplishment when you achieve it. But then you have to set another one to do it again, and then set another one to do it again, and it just feels like a constant chase. It doesn't feel like there's ever actually an end, because you always want that feeling of happiness in achieving that goal. Whereas to me, my happiness is, you know, I get home from work and the dog attacks me. You know, I sit down with Zara for a couple of hours and we sit and we don't even have to engage with each other. We can just be sitting in the same space and existing together. We put rubbish on the TV. I cook dinner. Those are the things I find happiness in, instead of achieving a goal that is further down the line. How do you approach sort of goal setting and stuff? Is that something that you focus on quite a bit, or? It's like, he's just put the entire thing to bed. Damn it.
I am quite competitive. I used to work in the horsey world and compete horses a lot, and that I suppose is very goal orientated because you're wanting to win. And it's actually interesting. I listened to a podcast a few years ago, and they were interviewing an Olympian gold medalist. And that person was saying, I can't remember who it was, but he was saying that when he won his gold medal, he was happy for 30 seconds because that goal was achieved, and what comes next? And that's what you're alluding to there. But so for me, when I stopped competing horses, I felt a little bit lost in a sense that I didn't have anything to quench that competitive thirst, if you wish. I've now taken up golf a few years ago, which brings a whole new set of challenges with it.
A whole new competitive era.
Oh, wow. Yes, it can be challenging in times. It's fun, but it's really difficult to come to a new sport as an adult when you're quite competitive. So, yes, I have some frustrating moments with it as well, but it is fun in general. But to answer your question in the business sense, I do have goals and targets. Do I live by them religiously? Probably no. They're always kind of fluid and change, and sometimes I think I may have to be a bit stricter with it and actually really try and get to that goal before I move on to the next thing. But I think you have to be able to adjust and change things as and when you need it. And if something isn't working, then you change it. And
it's obviously something that you have experience in life-wise, not just business-wise. Is, you know, if something's not working, change. You know, make those changes, make those adjustments to it. It needs to be done.
Yeah, because it's either if you don't like something in your life, you either change it or you accept it. And if you can't accept it, you change it.
Exactly. I agree so much with that statement. This is why I don't, you know, the whole new year, new me thing that everyone does at New Year's. I'm like, why wait until it's especially if they start talking about it in like September or October, and it's just like, you know,
the new year.
It's like, it's months away. Why are you waiting? Just do it. It's like, is this something that you can physically do? Like, people go, I'm going to quit smoking in the new year. It's like, why in the new year? If you're going to quit, just do it. I'm going to quit eating this type of thing or drinking something. Just do it. Why wait? There's no physical reason for you to not do it in that space and time. So just go and do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's probably too simplistic a way to look at things sometimes.
Maybe, but yeah, it is true though.
For those kind of things, anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you spoke about the competitive nature and horses being a big thing. Obviously, horses are a big part of your life
Yes.
and something that you have had a passion for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. You have horses yourself?
One, yes.
It's a horse. Apologies.
Horse, yes.
How did you come around to that? Because again, she's very much a horsey person.
Oh, yes.
She loves horses. She's determined that we're going to go up to Hazelhead and go and do some stuff on the horses and stuff like that. She wants to get out and test them again. But how did your sort of love of horses start? Did you have horses as a child, or how did that come about?
Been around horses as long as I can think, really. I started sitting on horses. I wouldn't necessarily call it riding when I was 4, which is, I'm not even going to say how many years because that's really going to age me, but some
years ago.
Years, yes. So, yeah. I don't think there's been a period in my life where I've not been around horses. Yeah. I got my first pony when I was in my early teens, I think. It's a funny story, actually. I was sharing this horse, and the owner of the horse had a pony as well, a young 4-year-old, beautiful grey pony called Beauty. Well, her full name, Sweet Beauty. She was really pretty, but she really wasn't sweet.
50% of the name's accurate.
Well, exactly, yes. Anyway, Beauty was up for sale, and I said to my parents, "Oh, can we buy Beauty?" And they were like, "No." And then, I kept nagging long enough, and they said, "Okay, well, if you can get half the money together, then we'll pay for the other half." So I had some savings, and then I started phoning all my relatives and selling body parts only to my relatives. So someone bought a leg, and someone bought a tail, and then someone bought a
You had a mind for business even at a young age.
Oh, exactly. Yes, it started young. So I managed. I got half of the money together. I can't remember how much it was.
Yeah.
But yes, so my parents then had to keep up their end of the deal. And so I got my first pony, Sweet Beauty, who really taught me a lot about stickability and not falling off too much. There are, many stories around that.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was Beauty. And then when I outgrew her, I got my first horse that I started competing with. And then I, for a while, then didn't have my own horse after him. And then I started working in the horsey industry for some international yards, breaking and producing young horses. I always think breaking sounds so bizarre. It's not really...
It sounds like an unnecessarily aggressive term to use at times, doesn't it?
It really shouldn't be. It's just really the...
Yeah.
I'm going to call it an art, because it is the art of actually getting a saddle on a horse and getting it used to a rider.
Yeah.
And then teaching it the basics. That's really what I did, and I really enjoyed riding young horses and bringing them on and starting to compete them. And then when they were at a certain level, they'd go to someone else.
What competition were you actually? Because obviously people will hear competing with horses, and there are obviously a number of different avenues or artistic forms that could take. What was it you were actually competing with? Were you dressage? Were you?
It was dressage and show jumping.
Okay.
There were a few different yards I rode at, and some were dressage yards, others were show jumping yards. So a little bit of a mixture.
Still have any awards and stuff that you won?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not sat out on the mantelpiece anymore, but they are still in a box somewhere.
I would still have those awards out on display if I could. If you could have anything, I'd just have them on show all the time. Show the current horse, be like, look, I was successful.
He's done really well for himself as well. Sam, he's 22 this year, so he's getting on in life a little bit. I've had him since he's 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
So he's done quite a lot with me. He's moved countries with me.
I was going to say, he's clearly travelled around quite a bit as well.
Yes, exactly, yes. And we competed a lot, and he's won a lot. He's he won regional championships, and
Wow.
he's done really well for himself.
How easy did he find it then, acclimating to obviously changing area, changing country, changing areas? Did he settle in quite easily when you came over here? Or?
Him easier than me, I think. I remember when I came over to look at yards, and this is going to sound so awful, but I had a look at a few different livery yards, and by the end of the weekend, I was pretty much in tears going, I can't bring more. And being used to a very professional environment, and then coming here and not having that same standard, I suppose, of yard that I'm used to there, was tricky for me at the start. But if you compare how Sam lived in the Netherlands to what he's doing now, it's a
chalk and cheese comparison.
Oh, goodness me, yeah. From being a, fancy competition fit dressage horse to, only having, getting out of his stable a few hours a day to go in a field for a little bit and get ridden, to now pretty much living out 24/7 in a herd, being able to please themselves whether they want to come in or out.
That's the life we all aspire to after 19 years.
Yes.
If we could all do that by the age of 22, I think we'd be incredibly happy.
Wouldn't we just?
I know.
Yes.
I can't imagine that ever. I don't know if it's just like the particular style of creative brain, but I don't think there's ever a point where I could stop wanting to do something anyway and just take that time to sit and relax. Almost feel, not a retirement as such for the horse. Obviously, he's still more than happy to go out and do what he pleases.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever get to that stage of just feeling like I don't have to go and do something. Do you find the creative brain ever stops? Is there always something ticking over, some new idea, some new plan? Because it's not just the photography side. You've got a few different little projects that you do with that as well. Do you ever stop thinking of new ideas or new things to try?
I think especially in a business sense and running a business, the brain never really switches off, does it? Because you're always thinking, what else can I do?
Yeah.
What else can I do to promote my business? What else can I do to attract new people to me? I think that's always on the go in the back of the head, going, ooh, now here's an idea. So in my car, I'll discuss a lot with ChatGPT while I'm driving.
Just the passenger on the side?
Yes, exactly. I'll just tell it some ideas, so at least it's somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I can come back to it. But if I don't write it down somewhere or say it out loud for ChatGPT to listen, I'll forget again, and it'll come back to me at some point. But yes, I don't think, similar to you, I suppose the brain never quite switches.
Yeah, it just never seems to pause. It never, even when you think it has, you sit down and you're like, peace. And then something else clicks. It's like, oh, for God's sake, please stop. Well, I would say it's not just the photography side of things. You do a sort of, not a coaching course, but an educational side of things as well, where you take people on and teach them things photography wise. What exactly does that entail, and how did that come about?
So that came about, I'll start with that some people just asked me for advice on what cameras to buy when they were wanting to get into photography and how to use their cameras. And I thought, I wonder. So I thought of this half-day workshop, ran a couple of them, and halfway through I could just see people's faces glaze over, because it's so much information that you're throwing at them. And composition this and lighting that, and then you've got your aperture and your shutter speed and ISO and the exposure triangle and whatever else there may be to a camera.
Gone.
Exactly. Yes. So I thought, not the best way of doing this, because they're going to go away. They're going to put the camera aside and go, I have no idea what to do with this.
Yeah.
So I thought, if I can do a multi-week course, so I now run 6-week beginners photography courses, we can break it down. Every week we cover a different topic. So I've just started my next one. I started on Saturday. So the first week we speak about composition and lighting and ISO and white balance. Yeah. So the first week is still quite heavy, actually. Yeah. And then this Saturday we'll have aperture as a topic. Next week we'll have shutter speed. The following week we go on to full manual. And then the 5th week, we just touch on some topics like posing people and animals and what other equipment you may want to think about purchasing, how to store files, first week we also spoke about the difference between JPEG and RAW and why you should shoot in RAW and that kind of stuff. And then week 6 is when we put everything together and we go outside and we just do a field day, which is good fun. Yes. So I enjoy running those courses because as you go through every week, they get some homework as well. And then they go away, take some photos, upload them to a gallery system that we use. And we discuss the photos in the next session, and then that's the only way to learn, really, is when you try out some things, you see whether it worked or not, and you adjust from there and get a little bit of input. All very friendly. This group is all female, so it's quite nice because there's not much tech talk then, I suppose. When you get men involved, they want to know the tech side of things. For me, I don't think I'm a very technical photographer. I do a lot by feel, and I think that relates to the women on the course as well. So yes, that's what I do with them. There's also a couple of professional photographers that come to me for advice on the business. There's one I'm working with at the moment who's been struggling a little bit with studio lighting, so I've been helping her out with that. So there's different reasons why people come and want to work with me, but I enjoy that, and I don't, working with other professional photographers in the area, I don't necessarily see that as breeding my own competition. I suppose it's more educating that they trust themselves, or they have the confidence in themselves, I suppose, to start charging what they need to charge as well, rather than, I mean, we all did when we first started out in our businesses. We thought we need to be like bottom shelf price.
Yes.
And that's not necessarily the case, because I see so many really great photographers advertising online, and you think you really want to increase your pricing a little bit because your work is really good, but you're not charging enough. It's
a lot of businesses find that. A lot of entry level, and again, we were guilty of it when we started. It's undercharging because you go, this is how I'm going to get business. This is how I'm going to get work, as if I charge less. But the problem is a lot of businesses and even people will see those lower prices and assume straight off the bat that they're just going to be lower quality that they're getting. And that's not the case. Because like you say, it could be someone who's incredibly talented who produces amazing work. But they're just trying to get a foothold. They're trying to get started, and they think that's the best way to do it. And it's not. And for same as
it really isn't.
We spoke about before we started, having what we classed as the shotgun approach, where you try and hit every market at the same time, trying to do 100 different things when there's not really much point. Don't necessarily tie yourself into one specific niche with what you're doing, but at the very least, have confidence in yourself to be like, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it, because I'm good at it. And this is why you should be paying this money to me, because I'm good at it. How many people do you have at any one time, or what's the maximum amount of people you can take on at any one time during these 6-week courses?
The 6-week courses I cap at
I cap in hell. I'm done with them already.
I cap at 8 people.
Okay.
But mostly it's about 5 or so seems to be the sweet spot, which is quite nice because it's a small group. They all kind of get quite close as well, and they can share how they're getting on and chat to each other as well. And there's enough time for questions. They get plenty of my time. Because we're there in person and I don't run them online, that means I can show them things on their cameras, which helps. Sometimes it's a bit tricky for me to figure out because it's different camera systems and all that, and all of a sudden I'm an expert in all of them. But in general, it works really well just having everyone together in one room, because we can discuss things, we can look at things on the cameras, we can try out things, we can do little exercises, just to understand how a certain thing works.
I think it's good that you have that accessibility option, like I said, even for other businesses and other business owners or people who are just starting out, still having that ability or comfort to talk and guide them through certain things that they're still learning, because it's still baffles me to this day why so many people see businesses of a similar level or slightly lower level or slightly higher level as competition all the time. Like constant viewing of people in the same field as you as your competitors or your competition has got to be draining after a while, because you'll constantly feel like you're trying to beat someone or maintain a level above someone, where it's like the more you compete, the less business there's actually going to be for everyone.
Yeah.
Collaboration wins every single time.
Yeah.
Because there's other podcast studios in Aberdeen. We might not be the best, but I guarantee there's some things that we do better than other places. And instead of me saying, come to us because we're better, or don't go to them because they're rubbish, we work together on things.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the bigger the industry is in Aberdeen, the better reputation it has and the more people are likely to come and use it.
That's it. And
Just my own thoughts.
And there's enough business, I think, to go around for everyone as well, because you're not, I mean, using the royal you. Everyone's cup of tea. There's different personalities that work with different people. There's different kind of, even though we're all photographers in a sense, there'll be different approaches, different niches, different areas of expertise. If someone comes to me and says, I want my family or my newborn photographed, I'll go, no thanks. So I'll send them to someone else. I'll refer them to someone else. And most of the time I'll refer them to someone who also does business photography. But to me, it doesn't make sense to try and hold on to that person at the time, because I know even if I wanted to take photos of their newborn, I would be doing a rubbish job at it because I've never done it and I don't want to do it.
It's like you see, even with the weddings, it's like, yes, did them all to start with, but I don't want to do those anymore. There's other people. There's a lot of people out there who will do wedding photography. So why would you? It sounds daft, but you're almost taking food away from someone else's table by going, well, I'll do the same thing they're doing. Because then we're all competing for the same thing. It's like the pie doesn't get any bigger just because there's more people trying to eat from it. That was so many weird different analogies that I tied into the same thing there. I have no idea where my brain went with that. Pies, tables, food, eating, everyone's doing things. But collaboration wins out.
There's also different pricing levels, I suppose, which as a nice analogy we can use.
Just one of them, yes, controlled.
So there will be people that come in at McDonald's prices and there will be people that come in at Michelin starred prices. So there's something for everyone, really, and that's fine as well. Are
you, and this is a very fun question, but I'm going to wrap this towards the last question, because it's not a controversial one, but it's one that I feel like we need to start asking creative people more. Are you a snob for a particular brand in your field? So when it comes to photography, are you Nikon? Are you Canon? Are you Sony? Are you Panasonic for some strange reason? Are you a fan or a favor of a particular brand that you will always stick with for what you want to work with?
So I shoot Nikon, but just because I always have and I know the system, but I'm definitely not a snob about it. It doesn't bother me what someone uses. I think these days the professional camera equipment is so good that it's all going to do the job. It's more the person behind the camera than anything else, whether it's going to turn out well or not. And I don't care what someone uses, really. When I was still doing weddings and had second photographers with me, I would not ask what camera system they shoot. As long as it's professional and they know what they're doing, I was quite happy.
Technology, it was an interesting thing we saw, and what sparked the idea from me was, it was actually from a filmmaker who was talking about these new filmmakers and photographers to a certain extent who are always wanting to get, the best camera, the best body, the best lens. And it's like technology is going to continue to outpace everything. The one thing that you can never change is the person behind it. It's you can have the greatest camera, you can have the greatest lens and the best lighting setup in the world. If you don't know what to do with them, the best camera in the world is not going to save you from a terrible shoot. And I think it comes down to a lot of, and again, the reason I use the term snobbery is because I think it's just quite fun to put that little bit of pressure on. It's gatekeeping almost to a certain extent. And there's a lot of people who do gatekeep what they do, especially in the creative industries. There's a lot of people who are like, You know, for videographers, it's, oh my God, these content creators are coming out and stealing our jobs because now people are being taken on for
What
it.
some wedding photographers feel like as well, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of content creators now coming into that space with weddings.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, I never really, when I still photograph weddings, I never came across any.
Yeah.
For some reason, my couples often only had a photographer and not even a videographer. And if they did have a videographer, I always got on well with them.
Yeah.
There's never been an occasion where I thought, oh God, here we go again.
It's like, oh, here's another one. They're going to ask me not to stand over here or not to go over there. Bloody videographers, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's just, you're all trying to do a job, so a bit of mutual respect and understanding and working with each other.
It goes a long way,
Yeah.
that mutual understanding and respect.
Yes.
What's next for you on your calendar then? Without thinking too far ahead, goals-wise, what do you want to achieve next? Do you want the brand to grow a little bit more, or are you happy to just carry on and keep developing and growing as you are?
I would like to grow more, I suppose.
Yeah.
In a certain to a certain extent. I don't need to take over the world necessarily, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I did just have Pinky in the brain in my head there.
Never going to take over the world.
Yes.
So glad it wasn't just me who was doing that. It goes
Always.
through my head every single time. As well. What are we doing tonight, Brian?
Take over the world. Yes.
See, anyone who says, why do we have certain people come on this is why. Brains, they think alike.
Yes. Yeah. Where was I going with this? Taking over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So more of the same, really. Working with awesome people and fun people to, yeah.
Keep doing more fun things.
Yes. Sorry, I totally got lost in the Pinky and the brain. But
Just going off an Animaniacs trying.
yes, yeah. So yes, just more of that.
Yeah.
I've had some brilliant clients this year already, so I would like to show people more even why it's good to think about having a photographer on an annual retainer, because I think it works really well. We briefly mentioned Isabel earlier. I've been working with Isabel for nearly 5 years now. We've done 7 shoots together now. So she's also, last year she came on as an annual retainer client for me. And it's brilliant because every shoot gets better because we get to know each other even more. And just that relationship just keeps building and building. There's another client who I've worked with for a few years now. And it just, they know they can just call me. They can just say, right, I need X, Y, Z. When can we do this? And I just come in, I do it, and that's it. We don't need a huge amount of planning before anymore. When with new clients, obviously, there's that bit of more planning needed to really go through all the details and understanding the brand. But if I work with someone for many years, that part goes away because I already know everything I need to know about the brand and about the person.
You feel that more connected to the person, I suppose, and it's easier for you to then develop your own relationship with that person over time.
Yeah.
Is Rosie Elliott one of your?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from her since she came back from the big climb lately.
Either. No.
I'm intrigued to see how she's got on with it.
Yeah. I can only imagine because I've done the Everest Base Camp track. So I know what altitude does to you.
Yes. I don't know if you've seen the post from Kerry McDonald.
I have, yes. That
wow.
Sounded very familiar, yes.
Was it like sleepwalking for like 4 hours out of the time that she was going, oh, goodness me. It was one of those, I got anxiety just reading that post. I'm reading it going, I don't want to get to the end of this story. I don't want to know how this ends.
It transported me back to walking towards base camp in a zombie-like state, yes.
Well, for folks who want a part 2, we've just got the story to lead with it. You've done Everest. You've done so much that has led you to where you are now. And where you are now is certainly somewhere that I think a lot of people should not necessarily aspire to be, but certainly have in their mindset as somewhere that they would like to be. Because you are a person who cultivates positive working relationships with other people, but not just in a business sense, in a personal sense as well. You build those relationships. Need more coffee, only 5 deep. But you cultivate a positive environment around you as well. I don't think I've ever seen an engagement session where you've been at that there hasn't been people around you smiling, chatting, and enjoying themselves. And I think that's a testament to who you are as a person. You say the difference between your photo shoot from a year ago and the photo shoot to more recently, you see a difference in happiness. I've never known that previous Iska. I only know the one now who is quite clearly happy and enjoying and thriving, flourishing in what she's doing. So thank you for sparing the time to come in and talk to us, because you're clearly a busy person.
Thank you for having me.
It's all right. Would you be willing to come back on for a part 2 at some point in the future?
Oh, I would.
Yeah. Next one coming, all in German. That's for a totally different local audience. One question I haven't asked a lot of people, and it's just a brief wrap up. Yep. Anyone you would like to recommend to possibly come on a future episode of Seasonal Discussions?
Oh, put on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
This goes out as a warning, apparently.
And it will be a person that you don't know yet.
Okay.
And many people won't know yet, but she's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
Dr. Karen Cheloth.
Okay. Will be tagged below in the description for this. The shout has gone out.
Yes.
The beacons are lit. Iska calls for 8. Thank you very much for coming in and speaking to us. It has been an absolute pleasure. We'll chat probably more for a few minutes after this is done. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, in the description down below of this, you will find all the links to Iska online, even the social medias that the placement students are currently posing to. Give her a follow, give her a like, keep up to date with everything that's going on with Iska Birnie Photography, because honestly, the work that goes out is... It's pretty awesome. It's how we found her, and you won't be disappointed by doing so. While you're there, give us a like and a follow as well. Don't forget to click subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. There is links somewhere down below. These episodes go out live, or not live, they go out pre-recorded on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts every single Monday morning at 8 a.m. GMT, so you can get some form of entertainment before you're forced back into the office to start work on a Monday morning. We'll see you in next week's episode. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.